Good morning! I've just arrived to the gym and today it's my upper body routine. I'm starting my video from the car as always. I think I spend more time here in the car talking with you guys than in any other situation. So let's say this is kind of our secret place. I've got here my protein shake. So I'm going to drink it after my training, after my session. So let's go to the gym, and after the gym we'll talk a little bit more. I started my workout with a mobility session. I've noticed many positive changes since I started doing mobility work. Before, I never used to do it because, I was a bit lazy and I felt like it was a waste of training time. However, I've realized that mobility is a fundamental part of any workout. I think it's extremely important because it significantly reduces the risk of injuries. And yeah, for me this is especially important because in the past I suffered from many hamstring and shoulder injuries. Since incorporating mobility into my routine, I've noticed that I have much better control over my body, improved coordination and a greater range of motion. So as a result, I'm able to generate more strength. So now I focus much more on quality rather than quantity. Now we move on to the first exercise. I like to start with pull-ups because they're a very complex exercise and they require a lot of strength. And that's why I prefer to do them at the beginning of the workout before I get too tired. Today I'm doing a pyramid. I start with 1 rep, rest, and 2 reps, rest, 3, 4, and so on. Today I managed to get up to 6 repetitions. And yeah, that's a lot to me. I forgot to mention that this is the first week I'm doing weighted pull-ups. It's not like a lot of weight, just 2.5 kilos, but I'm really happy about it. Pull-ups have always been difficult for me, so being able to do them with extra weight feels like real progress. In the last reps, I decided to increase the weight from 2.5 to 5 kilos just to test myself. It was really challenging, but I managed to do it, so I'm very proud of that. Right now, my gym training is focused on hypertrophy. I've been doing hypertrophy training for about 2 or 3 months from now. Basically, I'm doing 3 sets of 12 repetitions for each exercise. My progression works like this. The first week, I do all 3 sets with the same weight. The next week, like the second week, I do 2 sets with the same weight than the first week and 1 set with a heavier weight. And then the third week, I do 1 set with the original weight and 2 sets with a heavier weight. I'm leaving you a small summary table here since it might sound a bit confusing, but this is a system I've been following for the last weeks. Now we move on to the second exercise, the lat pull down. This is week 3 of my progression, which means I'm doing 1 set with 30 kilos and 2 sets with 35, always for 12 repetitions. This exercise really helps me build upper body strength, especially in my back, which is super important for my overall performance as a swimmer. I try to focus a lot on my technique here, keeping my chest up, controlling the movement, and avoiding momentum. I also pay attention to my breathing, making sure I excel on the pull and control the weight down. During the break, I take a moment to drink some water. Staying hydrated is really important, especially during long training sessions. In the past, I was always rushing from one exercise to the next, and I didn't really listen to my body. As you can see, the next exercise is the French press. To be honest, this one is still a bit difficult to me. I feel like I haven't fully mastered the technique yet, so it feels a bit awkward. Then we move to my favorite upper body exercise, bench press. This week I'm doing 1 set with 35 kilos and 2 sets with 40 kilos. Yeah, 40 kilos already feels quite heavy for me. My personal record is 55 for 1 rep. So doing 12 reps is challenging for me, but I could complete them, so I think my strength has improved a little. And next week I have a bench press test, so we'll see if my numbers have gone up. Here, as you can see from my face, I'm completely exhausted, but yeah, I did it and I'm very proud of myself. After my bench press exercise, I move on to the next, but I want to add something really important, and I always put the weights back where they belong so the next person can use them, because I think that's fair. So the next exercise, it's leg press. I know, even though this is technically an upper body workout, I like to introduce at least one leg exercise. And there are two reasons for that. First of all, so the leg day isn't overloaded with too many heavy exercises like squat, leg press, lunges, and everything all together. And secondly, because I like having some full body stimulus every time I go to the gym. I train at the gym 3 times a week, and even if I focus on one main body part, I still like to work with the whole body. Now we're almost done. The next exercise is dumbbell rows. This week I'm using 12 kilos and I do 3 sets of 12 repetitions, but that means 6 reps on each side, and then I repeat it for the other side. Finally, the last exercise is the clean. I have to say that I used to hate this exercise so much. I think the main problem was that I didn't understand the technique, and because of that I felt very uncomfortable and even painful. My technique still isn't perfect, but I've definitely improved and I'm starting to enjoy it. It's a very complete and demanding exercise, and it's really important for me because it helps me gain a lot of strength. For this exercise, I don't do 12 reps because it's very intense and heavy. I do around 4 sets of 3 repetitions each one. Overall, I'm really happy with my training, with the strength progress I'm noticing. Even if it doesn't show yet in the water, I know improvements are coming. And with this last exercise, we finished today's upper body gym workout. Hello, I'm recording this video the next day because my phone died, but I'm really grateful about it because it made me realize about something that happened yesterday. Well, for you it's kind of today, after my training weight session. And as you have seen in this video, I've done 6 pull-ups with 2.5 kilos. For many people it might seem like not a big deal, but for me it's really a big victory because I've never done this before. In the afternoon, I told my coach and some of my teammates about what I've done. I speak with such a big enthusiasm and with such, like sparks in my eyes. And their reaction was, it wasn't disrespectful or mean, but they found it like really funny how excited I was. Because, for them, it's just something normal. For example, my coach, he's used to see swimmers who are doing like 20 or 30 reps in pull-ups every day. So hearing me talk about 6 reps with so many enthusiasm felt amusing to him. And that moment made me think about something. People don't know your journey. They don't know where you started, what battles you're fighting for. So sometimes people might laugh or just minimize what you have done. And it's not always from malice, just because your journey is not their context. So do not let anyone undervalue your progress. Well, it's not like anyone. Do not let yourself undervalue your own progress, because for someone it's not a big deal. If something makes you happy, hold on to that feeling. Every step forward, no matter how small it might seem for others, is just a better version of yourself, and you should be proud about that. You shouldn't underestimate what you have done, because for someone it's just not a big deal, or just because for you it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. You've been your best version today, so you have to be happy. Why do you feel like your progress doesn't count if it's not like, I don't know how to, like a huge standard? Wanted to share with you this reflection because it helps me to see my progress with another point of view, and I hope so much that it helps you either. So thank you so much for watching the video till the end, and see you in the next video.